Yo, it's your boy Mufasaaa, man. We back with another story time, and this one is just a straight banger. As you can see by the title, this is gonna be about my goddamn vice principal. I hated my vice principal. But before we get into this story, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing something productive today. I just hope you guys genuinely have a good day overall. But now since we got through that, let's get straight into the video. So this video takes place back in my 8th grade year, right? And I had this principal who we're gonna call just Miss K, and she was she was just a bitch. Let's just put it like that. She was just a bitch, and she was always trying to out to get me and my homies. She just hated us. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe she just needed some dick in her life. Maybe someone wasn't dicking her down. I don't know. But she was always fucking mad for some reason. And let me just give you an example of how she was always out to get us. One day, it was about to be the end. I think it was it was like towards the end of school, and like the bell was about to ring, and a fight broke out. And me and my boys, we surrounded them because we know when you see a fight, everyone surrounds them and starts watching it, right? And I do that. We see the fight, don't think nothing of it. We go home, right? Next day at school, me and all my boys, we get called up to the office, right? I get called up first because I don't know why she had something mostly against me. She really hated me, bro. She called me up first, so she takes us in one by one and starts like quote unquote I guess like interrogating us or whatever. And she's like, yesterday you guys were partaking in gang activity. I was like, what? Gang activity? She's like, you jumped that guy into your guys' gang. I was like, what are you talking about? We were just watching the fight. I just seen a fight happen, and I went and watched it. That's all that happened. What the hell? He's like, yeah, whatever, right? Sends me out, and she just calls in all my other boys, one on one. I don't know what they told her, probably the same thing, whatever. Towards the end, when she's done interrogating all of us, she calls us all into the office, right? And I swear to God, she said this, and I quote, you guys all told me the same story, so I believe you. But I can't call you up to my office for no reason, so I have to give you guys Saturday school. I remember thinking, what the fuck? What kind of sense does that make? That's like if I pulled up to court and the judge was like, I think you're innocent, but you can't come to my court for no reason, so I have to find you guilty. Like, that's just straight up stupid, right? Me and all my boys were just mad as hell, so we all got Saturday school, except for one of my boys, because he told his mom, and the next day his mom came tripping and started cussing out Miss K, all that, right? And that's just the tip of the iceberg of the shit she would fucking do to us. She was always out to get us, right? Like, I swear to God, she would come into our classes, like all the classes, and just look for something to get someone in trouble in. And one of those times, she took my phone, right? Whatever. She said she was going to give it back to me at the end of school. I was like, alright, take my phone, I'll just get it at the end of school. I took my L, accepted it, right? End of school comes, I go up to the office, I'm like, oh, Miss King has my phone. She's like, oh, Miss King's not here. She left an hour ago. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, she left an hour ago. I was like, bro, ain't no way. I was up in that office tripping. And apparently my boys was calling me because they're trying to see where I was at and shit because I used to walk home with them. And I couldn't answer them. All that, bro. I'm going home so pissed, bro. Because I had nothing to fucking do. I mean, I had my Xbox. But, man, my phone... Bro, I had a girlfriend at the time. She was tripping because I wasn't texting her or responding to her at all. All that bullshit, right? So next day at school, I knew she pulls up to the office in the morning. So I was posted up at the office waiting for her ass, right? I see her pull up. I'm like, yo, where's my phone? I kid you not. She pulls my phone out of her purse. I was like, this bitch really stole my fucking phone. That is criminal. She dead ass fucking committed a crime. I swear to God, she stole my phone. That is dead ass real theft. You can't lie. She can't fucking do that shit. Right? I don't know what she was trying to do. I don't know, bro. Right? And dude, let me tell you another time. She came into my classroom looking to get someone in trouble again, right? Like always, her fucking routine. And my homie Danny, he would always wear these LeBrons, right? Danny is the Danny from the smoke alarm video, right? He would wear these LeBrons always. They were like the same colorway every single year. He would cop them. It was like black and orange. And he was wearing this little Nike hoodie. It was black and orange, average Nike hoodie, and it just had like an orange check mark or whatever. And at my school, you couldn't wear double red or double blue, right? And she comes in and she's like, Danny, can you stand up for me? Danny stands up and she was like, you're getting dress coded for wearing double red. Bro, I was like, what? I remember the whole class tried defending Danny. Everyone was like, yo, that's orange. It was like, and it was like obviously orange. It was like a bright orange, damn near neon orange, right? And even the teacher, bro, even the fucking teacher was like, Miss K, that is orange. She was like, do not question me. And Danny, he was like, Miss K, you're colorblind. And she's like, I actually am colorblind. And it is not my fault. So you're still getting dress coded. I swear to God, that's exactly what she said. Bro, I don't know who this bitch thinks she is, bro. I don't know why she was always on a mood. I don't know. Maybe someone wasn't dicking her down. I don't know. Someone wasn't giving her enough dick. Alright? And he went up to the office with her and he got dress coded. I was just always up in that office, bro. Like, I swear to God, man. I was always up in that office. Right? And one time, I was on this fighting contract. And I had got into a fight. And what happens is, if you get into a fight while you're on a fighting contract, you're supposed to get expelled, right? So they brought me up to the office. I was supposed to get expelled, but I was my own lawyer, though, man. You could have called me fucking Saul. You could have called me goddamn Saul Goodman, him goddamn self. Because I was like, yo, I just slipped up. It was a mistake. I had straight F's at the time, right? So I told them, yo, if I can get all my F's up to at least a C in 2 weeks, you gotta let me stay and just suspend me, right? And if I can't do it, expel me. And surprisingly, they took that deal. They accepted the deal, right? So I had a week off from school because I had gotten suspended, right? So that was 1 week. I got suspended on a Thursday. So I'd come back on a Friday, and then from that Friday to the next Friday, I would have to spend my lunch in the office with them doing missing work, right? That was the deal. I just took it or whatever. On my first day back from suspension, right, during lunch, I'm up in the office. I'm doing my work like how I said I would. It was boring as hell, whatever. And my seat, a yard duty, come through the side door. She opens it, and she's like, all right, go straight to Miss K's office. I just see all my friends lined up going into the office, man. I start dying laughing. I start dabbing them up and shit. She's like, hey, don't talk to him. Go straight to the office. Right? They all go to the office, bro. And Miss K, she is yelling at them. She is yelling at them. Because apparently, they were out on the field and we had like these orange cones. And they were picking up the orange cones and they were like practicing sex positions and shit. I don't know why. We were just immature and they were just doing that's the type of shit we would do, right? Just funny ass shit like that. And I made eye contact with my boy Gio because the door was open. And we start dying laughing. Like, in that time when you make eye contact with your friend in them kind of situations, you don't know why. You just start laughing. And she's like, close the goddamn door! They closed the door, and I could still hear her ass fucking screaming through the door, but it's a little muffled because, they make them like offices like to where it's like kind of soundproof. They make the windows thicker and shit, whatever, right? I don't know what they told her, but them motherfuckers were some lawyers too, because they somehow ended up flipping it onto the yard duty, and the yard duty got fired. I don't know how they did that, but they somehow did that. But I don't care because that yard duty, she was a bitch too. She was like a Miss King 2.0, but out there on the fucking goddamn playground, always, right? I don't know how they did that, but they did that. And she would always be calling me up for the office for no reason. Literally. For no reason, right? She was just a general bitch. Like, she would just call me up to the office just so she can yell at me and lecture me. All this shit. 80% of the time, I didn't even get like no real punishment. It was just her yelling at me. It was only 20% of the time I got like a in-school suspension, detention, or suspended or whatever that. She would dead ass just call me up to just yell at me. I don't know why. She just hated me, right? I remember one time like she like She knew I smoked weed. Well, I didn't ever tell her. I never confirmed it to her, but she had a strong feeling that I smoked weed, right? And I remember one time she called me up. She's like, did you know my dog died because he ate a nug? I was like, no, and that's not my fault. Like, why'd you let your dog eat a nug? Right? I don't know. She just, I don't know. She was going on a whole rant about her dog dying to like eating like a nug. I don't know why. She just called me up to the office talking about that shit. I'm like, man, I don't need to hear this. She would just do all kinds of shit like that, right? And it was towards the end of the year, right? And I was tired of her shit. And one time, she called me up to the office, same bullshit. She's yelling at me. I remember she was like, I remember what she did, bro. She was yelling at me, and she's like, "Are you even listening to me? Do you need me to call your parents?" I was like, "Bro, shut the fuck up." I just started cussing her out, and I flipped her off, and I walked out the office, and I just started walking back to my class. She comes out the office and sprints towards me. I'm surprised. She was pretty chunky, so I'm surprised she kind of ran, right? Hey, no offense to the fat people, though. And she comes up to me, and she's like, "You have 10 seconds before I call the cops." I was like, "For what?" I'm like, "Go ahead. I don't care." Right? Man, I already have my fucking run-ins with the law. I ain't scared of they bitch asses. Man, she starts counting down. She's like, 10, 9, right? She gets to 0. She's like, "Alright, I'm not gonna call the cops, but can you please come back to my office?" I was like, "What? Hell nah." I just started laughing at her ass. I dead ass called her on her own fucking bluff. She was just trying to scare me, but I'm not scared of that shit. For real. And she just ends up walking back to her office in humility. I was honestly surprised. I was expecting to be suspended, at least in school suspension. She didn't do none of that. Surprisingly, I think all she did was call my mom, but that was it. Oh, and I think I had to write her like an apology letter. Bro, I'm not kidding. I swear to God, on the apology letter, I straight up wrote, "I'm sorry." That's it. I swear to God, that's all I did. And then, but she ended up getting fired like the next year because I only had her as my vice principal for 1 year, right? And then I went to my freshman year. I went to freshman year, and I had a homie who was in a grade below me. He was in 8th grade then, right? And he told me, he's like, "Oh, yo, you know Miss K got fired?" And I was like, "Oh, shit, no way. For what?" And apparently she tried dress coding this one girl for like wearing leggings or some shit. I don't know what she was wearing. I don't know exactly because, I wasn't there. And apparently what she told her was, well, I don't know because I wasn't there, right? But this is apparently exactly what she told her was, "Why are you even wearing those? You're flat anyways." And that girl reported it, and she ended up getting fired. Like, you can't just tell that to someone. It's like, what the hell? That's like the type of shit she would do. She was dead ass after everybody. And she would have straight up favorites. She would have these girls, like, it was mostly only girls though. There was like probably 4 or 5 girls. You do anything to them. You say something slightly disrespectful to them. Oh my God, Miss K is gonna be on your ass. I remember one of those girls, they they said that they were a blood, and I started dying laughing. I was like, "Bro, you is not no blood. Ain't nobody ever put you on." Like, it was obvious as fuck. Like, she was like let me, like, she was in a special ed. She was in special ed. Let me put it that way. Like, there's no way she was a blood, right? And she tells the vice principal, Miss K, and what do you know? Miss K comes to me and starts interrogating me, but I just kept telling her. I was like, "Nope, that wasn't me." I was like, "That wasn't me." I just kept telling her. I dead ass just kept saying that wasn't me until she just left me alone. She eventually just left me alone. But I'm glad that bitch ass vice principal got fired. I don't know what the fuck she's doing with her life right now, nor do I want to know, cause I hate that bitch. And yeah, that's gonna be all for today's video. And one more thing before I go, man. Fuck her dog, Miss K, dog K.